7月30日、日本時間、29日、米国時間、ロサンゼルス、ドジャースの大谷翔平をめぐる現在のコンディションと今後の起用方針に注目が集まった。大谷は左膝の腫れに加え、上腕二頭筋にも軽い違和感を抱えており、投手としてはまだ万全の状態ではない。現在はキャッチボールを控えているものの、球団編成本部長のアンドリュー・フリードマンは、構造的な損傷はなく、今季中の登板復帰に強い自信を示した。一方で、この不透明な復帰時期がトレード期限を前にした補強戦略へ影響する可能性もある。専門家の間では、10日間ほど負傷者リストに入れ、完全休養させるべきだとの意見も出ている。それでも大谷は打者として好調を維持し、この日も打線を牽引。ドジャースはマリナーズに4対2で勝利した。投打二刀流の完全復活へ、慎重な調整が続く。詳しくはこの後の動画でご覧ください。
Hi, John. Yeah, the big question right now is just what the needs are for the Dodgers. Obviously, there are so many guys that are getting healthy and returning, including Edwin Diaz today. But last night, Shohei Ohtani, he actually spoke to the media for the first time since having that injection in his left knee. And he talked about just after the bullpen he threw in Philadelphia, what has been bothering him and why he's not playing catch right now. And he shared that the bicep is slightly irritated, so it's not at 100%. His knee is not at 100% just yet. Today, Andrew Friedman, when he spoke to the media, he was asked about just Shohei Ohtani, if there are any concerns with him on the pitching side, and if that changes any of the needs for what the Dodgers are looking to do at the trade deadline. Here's what he had to say.
So with Show, I think, going back to the knee and the swelling and, as we were trying to kind of manage that on the fly, the bicep kind of flared up on him. And that got better. But our biggest thing was, especially land leg, was to be really cautious here. Subconsciously, we didn't want to put him in a position where he was altering his mechanics to try to, protect the knee in any way. And so he's been throwing plyos. He's been keeping his arm going. It's just been much more about taking the strain off, the constant landing on that left leg. But I assume we'll get into catch play relatively soon, assuming the knee continues on the upward trajectory it is. It keeps getting better. And we just want to feel really good that that's in a spot where he can just repeat his delivery over and over, and we're not worried about any kind of subconscious changes. And everything is going directionally in the right way. And so we feel confident that we'll get his knee to a place. I know there was something about the arm and something from last night. He's throwing plyos. If it weren't for the knee, he would be pitching right now. He would be making his regular turn. Again, we've kept the arm going. Does he feel 100% in his arm? No, but neither does any pitcher in late July. But this is around the knee and making sure that we can get it to a place where there's just no compensation. So exactly when that is, I'm not sure, but I feel confident that relatively soon he's going to start getting out and start ramping up for catch play and bullpens and getting him back.
Given the uncertainty, though, with Shohei and not knowing, although you're confident that he's coming back, but not knowing when, does that change your calculus at all of what you'd be looking for?
No, I don't think it puts it an acute need at all. We're confident he's going to come back. Again, if there was something structural, then we would be much more concerned. The fact that there's not, and the fact that it does keep improving suggests that we're on the right path, and we feel very confident he will be back. And it's also where it gets to the depth that we have and the talented arms that have stepped up with some of our injuries that we feel like have deserved an opportunity to keep going. So it just doesn't fall into acute. That being said, we're always open-minded to different things. But the biggest thing for us is to do everything we can in the off season to not put ourselves in a position in July where you absolutely have to do something, because it is far and away the worst time to acquire a player.
Like Andrew Friedman was saying, they feel that they're in a good position when it comes to Shohei Ohtani. They want to give him the time to make sure that his knee is fully healed. They're not concerned with the bicep right now because, as he mentioned, he has continued moving his arm and throwing plyos. He's not gotten back out on the field to do a catch play just yet, but once he does that, they'll have a better idea just when it comes to a timeline, not only to get into the bullpen, off the mound, and then a timeline to return. But at this moment right now, they still feel very confident. Andrew Friedman has said this, Dave Roberts has said this. They feel very confident that he will return to the mound this season, and he should be pitching in the biggest of games come October, guys.
And in the meantime, he will be leading off like he did last night when he had 3 hits and a home run. Kirsten, thank you very much. The Dodgers, they are publicly saying that they are very optimistic that Shohei Ohtani is going to pitch again this season, Jerry. But even if they had any kind of doubt, they wouldn't express that 5 days ahead of the trade deadline. So right now, we're just going to all hold out hope that what they're saying with this optimism, it is very real, and that we will see Shohei back on the mound this season.
Listen, just seeing Shohei Ohtani move around, even last night, running, going from second to third on a ball misplayed in the outfield, and just stopping and going with that knee, and the way he's really starting to swing the bat. So yes, is it a little bit of level of concern? Yes, because he is a unique individual. He does both. Violently throwing off that mound at 100 miles an hour, and those violent swings can put stress on that body. But I really believe if the postseason was right now, he would be on that mound pitching and also continue to swing that bat.
Yeah, it's easy to say, yeah, if the postseason right now, he'd be. I mean, of course he would. The things we did to ourselves to just play in the postseason, you do whatever possible. So yeah, but that's not. We're always concerned about the postseason. So if they're concerned about the postseason right now, it is concerning. So I think if the bicep is not an issue like they said, which even though Shohei Ohtani told us that the bicep is an issue, that's definitely a warning, so that's concerning. But they also right now have to really be honest with each other and Shohei as well. Like, does a complete shutdown possibly help right now? Why? Also because of where they are just in the standings in general. Aside from the trade down, aside from all that, I'm just on it, just in general, if it helps the knee, which in turn, if his knee's right, it's going to help the bicep as well, because I truly believe the bicep is a byproduct of him altering mechanics because of the knee. But if all of that is all connected, maybe there's a time, if there's as good as any, now is the time. We don't want to be doing this in September, obviously. Maybe not late August or whatever when you're trying to ramp up. So right now might be the time going into August to say, okay, especially those dog days start hitting it in, to really try to see if his body recovers.
When you say a complete shutdown,
I'm talking about you got 10 days. You get 10 days, you get a rest, see how it feels after 10 days. The knee gets to recover a little bit. The bicep is already going to recover. There's no stress from swinging. There's no stress from anything right now. You are in the position as a Dodgers right now with a lead, and you should have the talent to be able to go out there and still win these games and do that right now, to allow a guy like that to be able to just shut down. Like, take it out of his hands. I know he wants to play. We know that. We love that. That's what we love about it. But at the same time, you're going, listen, does it make sense? And then see in August, because it's always about September in the postseason. That's what it's about. And I want to make sure he's as close to 100% because nobody's going to be as possible.
So it's an IL stint, 10 days.
It's 10 days.
Okay, get him off the field.
Right.
Okay, if that's not going to happen, I definitely see your point. And you're making great points. If that's not going to happen, I think we have now reached the point where you have that day off. I think you give him that day off before the day off. So give him 2 complete days. So if he doesn't do that IL stint, you give him 2 complete days off moving forward to make sure his body is fresh. The arm, the leg, the knee, you got to make sure you keep him fresh.
And if they were going to do that, though, a 10-day break, this would be the perfect time for them to do it, heading into the final 2 months of the regular season. Let's see how Dave Roberts is stacking his lineup for the middle game of this series, going up against Mariners right-hander Emerson Hancock. It is Shohei leading it off. Then it's Andy Pages, Freddie Freeman, and Max Muncy. Tommy Edman batting 5th. He will play second base. Mookie Betts batting 6th at short. Kyle Tucker's in right. Teo's in left. Dalton Rushing, Nomar catching Eric Lauer.
Solid lineup. Obviously, going out there, continue. I love the way that Shohei did. I know we were just talking about it, but led off yesterday. They scored early, got the lead, gave it up a little bit, up and down in the game yesterday, but I like them scoring early.
I like Shohei Ohtani's leading off. You just heard what you said, Nomar. I think he's going to have a monster night tonight.
Good.
I'm looking at Max Muncy. How about we make it 5-10 in 10 games tonight?
Sounds good to me. Still more to come. Eric Lauer will be taking the mound right here at the top of the hour. The Dodgers are 8-0 when he pitches. We'll get a game preview with Joe and EK coming up next.
All right, John, and another beautiful day here at Uniqlo Field at Dodger Stadium. It's the Dodgers and the Mariners, the middle game in this three-game series. As we say, welcome inside. Hope you're having a great week. Joe Davis and Eric Karros. What a crazy game that was last night. Dodgers fall a little bit short and try to tie the series up tonight.
Yeah, look, they haven't lost a series after the All-Star break. They win tonight. They have a chance to win tomorrow. Last night, again, haven't seen a lot of that. Robo wasn't sharp, hit a few home runs. Let's not see it this evening.
Yeah, at least you come to the ballpark, you turn the game on, you want to see the big stars do big things, and they delivered last night, 7 home runs, and the big guys were in the middle of it.
Well, they absolutely did. All the big names, and Shohei didn't waste any time. Another leadoff home run. Cal Raleigh doing what he did last year, doing it last night. And again, Max Muncy, a big home run. Waiting to see one more, so he has the most in Dodger Stadium history.
Got a big return coming to the bullpen tonight. For the details, we go down to Kirsten.
Yeah, Joe, and it comes at a really good time. If you look at just the last 7 games for the bullpen as a whole, they've had a few hiccups. They've given up 18 runs, 7 home runs, so they're looking to get back on track. And so then you bring in now Edwin Diaz, and it just so happens to be his bobblehead day as well. So it comes at a very good time for the fans and for himself. Edwin shared this afternoon that since having that surgery in April to remove those loose bodies from his right elbow, he feels significantly better. And he even shared the velocity. That was the biggest thing he noticed, it being back up. So he can't wait to get back out there. He was hoping that tonight will be a closing situation, guys.
All right, Kirsten, he's hoping that Eric Lauer can set that up, who is 4-0 since coming to the Dodgers, and the Dodgers, EK, are 8-0 when he pitches.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say good luck charm, but it hasn't been good luck charm. It's been Eric Lauer going out and producing. He's been throwing that fastball up in the zone. He's throwing the cutter more often. It's been a perfect marriage. The Dodgers have needed him, and he has needed the Dodgers. It's worked out great.
Jeopardize his ability to hit. Andrew Friedman was talking before the game today, and he said we want to get guys back to stay back. You don't want to bring guys back and then have them have to go right back on the IL. There's a bullet of a base hit to right for Ohtani, who's hustling out of the box. He'll hang on with a single. Because you're getting to the stage of the calendar, especially where if it's not get back to stay back, you might not be back at all for the postseason.
Well, and that's the thing is, you know, you look at you haven't pitched for almost a month now, so then you're going to talk about the buildup, and I understand, yes, he's doing some things to try to keep that arm healthy or whatever, but when the arm is the issue or is one of the issues.
There goes Ohtani, and it's swatted through the right side. A little run and hit. First and third for the Dodgers. Pages has his first multi-hit game of the second half. Freeman breaks his bat. A little teardrop left side. Smothered by Wilson. Sort of. Ohtani's in to score 2-0.
The team's trying to find out the final version, right, and what it looks like come the postseason. We don't know what the Dodgers will look like. We'll see that final version, right, around October. Do we know how Shohei is progressing? I'm not rushing him. I'm just asking, JP. What do we know?
No, Lauren, it's a really important question, and actually it feeds into the first topic we talked about with Scooble, because with Shohei having the knee issue, which has been well documented, and then last night some new revelations about some bicep issues that he's been dealing with as well, all of which says his exact role and the pitching workload for him in the second half of the season and October are both uncertain. That amplifies the need for them to get someone like Tarek Skubal or maybe another rental starting pitcher to help them through this. It just seems as though the toll of the season has been real for Shohei. And you start to wonder, we're still in July. There's 2 full months of regular season baseball ahead, and then the playoffs. Will we see a scenario, Lauren, in which the Dodgers take some time with Shohei and just have him on the IL for a little bit of time and get him fully rested and ready to go? Obviously, they've dealt with injuries with Will Smith, too, and we've talked about how much lineup depth they still have and what Max Muncy has meant to this team, and, of course, Freddie Freeman and all the other galaxy of stars in L.A. There's no one quite like Shohei, and you do wonder if the toll of these injuries keep adding up, maybe an IL stay could be a reality for them after the deadline, but certainly a swing like last night's to start the game, Lauren. Still a lot of power in that bat for Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, we are wishing him health. That is for certain. A Wednesday before the trade deadline. We want action, JP. You hear me? Make it happen.
I'll say this, Lauren. I like action.
Say, what are we thinking?
Probably not happening while I'm at the ballpark today. Probably not.
Rosie on the inside corner. Thank you, sir. Robert.
Thank you.